Hi everyone! Before I start the video, compliment me on my sweater. My friend knitted matching sweaters for me and her 1-year-old daughter, who's also my goddaughter, and I am obsessed. This is the cutest thing that's ever happened in the history of the world, and I am gonna continue to wear this sweater every day for the rest of my life. This is all you're gonna see me wear now. I found a list I've written of awkward things that's happened to me with the intention of putting them into a video. I'm gonna split it in half, and today I'm gonna tell the stories in which I am just ridiculously clumsy, either like physically or socially, because I am an idiot. This first story is from 2012. My friends and I were going on a trip to my cabin. My cabin is on an island, and on the ferry there, some like German tourists were trying to tell us that we had a flat tire. It took us a little while for us to even understand what they were trying to tell us. So when we got to the island, we checked out a few options. Nothing worked out, so we decided to just drive to my cabin. I don't even know what our plan was. Right before we got there, the tire got so bad. If you've ever driven with a flat tire, you know what it feels like. It's so bumpy, and you just obviously you can't drive like that. So we stopped, and we were literally there like trying to change the tire, but neither of us had done that before, and it's stupid to drive without knowing how to do that. I think it should be a compulsory part of your driver's ed, because we were just stuck there, and we were all wearing like summer dresses because we were really excited. We'd all like dressed up and stuff because we were going, you know, to the cabin. Not that anyone else was gonna see us. We just looked like dumb bitches who didn't know what was going on. And then finally, an angel appeared in the shape of a farm guy on a tractor. He came driving and he was like, "Do y'all need help? Like, y'all look really lost." He changed the tire for us, which was great. He probably found it really amusing and kind of like fun for him that he helped 5 girls just do something really basic that most people should know how to do. So I think it was like just fun for him. I'm trying to recall if I've ever felt that stupid at any other point in my life. The second story is quite quick. I was picking up some shifts in a coffee shop. This company was just whack, like it was crazy. They had more managers than they had regular staff members, and they all thought that they were God's gift to man. Like they were all there like, "Is everything good here? Like blah blah blah, I'm gonna check everything and make sure you're doing your job well." I'm like, oh my god. One of the managers was actually like my age and really fun and quite pleasant to be with, so I was like, yay, at least one of these managers likes me and is somewhat impressed with my performance here. But on my last shift, we had like left the shop. I was waiting to cross the road, so I was still walking behind him, but we were going like to different places, and we'd said goodbye. So I was like, yay, I left a good impression here. Some kind of like mesh or something, you know, like the stuff that's used in fences sometimes, like at schools and stuff, was just lying on the ground. It was really dark and I didn't see it, and I fell over it, and he was a few meters ahead of me, so he heard that happen and he turned around and was like, "Oh my god, you need help." I don't get embarrassed often, especially when it's people that I'm not gonna see again, but I was so like, I ruined everything. He actually thought I was cool, and then I did that. And I had to be like, yay, I'm fine. I was not fine. I really hurt my knee, and I had to like stand up on the overground for like an hour. This is a story of me being socially awkward. I've talked about this a few times before, but I have face blindness, so I can't recognize people, especially not after just seeing them like once. I was in Wilco with my friend Reese, and a lady came up to them and asked them something about a Mr. Muscle spray, and Reese was like, "Oh, like I don't work here." And it was really funny because this lady was like convinced that Reese worked there, and it's not like they were wearing anything that even looked remotely like a Wilco's uniform, or I don't know, she had no reason to believe that they worked there. And then we did all our errands and whatever, and we were in line to check out, and I was like, "Oh Reese, like that lady was so funny who thought that you worked here." And Reese was like, "Shh. She's literally stood right in front of us." And this happens to me all the time. This story happened a long time ago. I don't even know how I remembered it when I wrote this list. When I was younger, this was maybe when I was like 16 or something, I was very active in the Red Cross Youth in Norway. And this story is from one of the like summer camps that I went to. I always had crushes on people that I knew I couldn't have. And on this specific summer camp, my crush was on someone who had a pretty big role within the organization. And I thought they were really, really cool. I didn't even think that, you know, it would turn into anything. I just wanted them to know I existed. I just wanted a little bit of attention from them. The summer camp was on an island, and it was the first day, so we were just like kind of walking around and like saying hi to everyone and all of that. And I met this person. They were unloading stuff from a barn or something. I think they were like getting equipment, and I was like, "Hello," going in for a hug. This wasn't weird, by the way, because like everyone hugged in that organization, and I had met this person quite a few times, so we knew each other, even though I think I knew them better than they knew me. And as I was going in for the hug, hug, they were trying to tell me like, no, don't hug me, I'm really sweaty. And I was like, what? And I was approaching them and they said it like 3 times and I didn't hear it. But it's not like they were trying not to hug me. It's not like they went like this, like, oh no, don't hug me, because obviously consent still matters with the hug. And they still like hugged me back. And as I hugged them, I realized what they were trying to tell me. And I was like, oh, I made this really awkward. And to make it even worse, as we hugged, I stepped on their toe and they were wearing sandals and I was like, oh, it was so bad. I think I just avoided them for the rest of the week because I was so embarrassed. I don't know who needs to hear this, but that's not how you impress someone. So the story you all want to hear, which I didn't know how to phrase the title of this video because I didn't want it to sound like domestic violence, and I also don't want to make jokes about that because I don't think it's funny. But this is how I almost broke my boyfriend's nose. It wasn't funny at the time, it's funny now. It was morning and he had gotten up to like brush his teeth and whatever, and he came back to wake me up. I sleep with my arm over my head like this. It's super comfy. I know it looks weird. And he leaned down onto the bed to kiss my face and wake me up. But as he did that, as he like put his weight onto the bed, I was still sleeping. So to me, it felt like I was falling because as he put his weight onto the bed, the mattress obviously got tilted down a little bit. So to me, it felt like I was falling. You know when you're asleep and you feel like you're falling off of a cliff and it startles you? That's how that felt. I thought I had to catch myself. So with a lot of force, my arm went like this, but my boyfriend's head was here. So I got him right in the nose. We both thought his nose was broken because obviously a punch to the nose really freaking hurts. I don't think he got a mark, I don't remember, but his nose hurt for a few days. It was not a fun way to wake up. I felt so bad. I did that as I was asleep, so obviously he didn't blame me for it or anything. He was just in a lot of pain. And that's actually pretty normal for us. We are both really clumsy, so we accidentally hurt each other every now and then. My friend Amy always says that like it's a miracle that we haven't, you know, killed each other. This happened almost a year ago and he still brings it up every now and then, like, remember when you tried to kill me? Like, I'll make the second part of this video in a couple of weeks time, but in the meantime, I shall see you next Friday. Keep with the good vibes. Bye!